Welcome back to our Manor Lords playthrough. Today is the day those long-awaited raiders finally show up. Sort of. Will our preparations be enough? Will we beat them back or get our village burned to the ground? Well, grab a drink, sit back, and join me as we find out. Alright, so our food situation is looking good now that we have the windmill up and running. We've got bread production, all of that is great. The economy is doing good. We've invested heavily into logging. We're exporting a bunch of shields and bows and things like that. But, as you can see down here, the raiders are coming in less than 2 months, and we still are not ready. Our military consists of a 5-man retinue and an incomplete spear militia. So we absolutely have to get on that this episode. That's going to be our #1 priority. So I think we had set up a trade route for spears a couple of episodes ago. But one important thing I had forgotten about that is that spears are considered a major commodity, a major trade. And so to actually get the import of spears, you need to buy the trade route, which I had completely forgotten to do. So that's why our spear militia are still underpowered. So we'll buy that immediately. We'll set required surplus to 5, just to be sure that we have enough. And we'll let them get to that. So that should be enough to get our spear militia here up to the full 36-man complement. As we get more money, as the villagers get more money, we're going to get more tax money as well. So our treasury is going to fill up, and we're going to be able to buy some more retinue, hopefully. And on top of the spear militia and retinue, we'll be buying some archers. So let's set that up right now. Now, see, they're already at 26 out of 36 because we already have a bunch of bows. They were destined for trade, but we'll keep them for the army. So they should be filled up quite rapidly. I think our bow production is pretty quick. And once that's done, I think with 36 spearmen, 36 archers, and some soldiers, I think that should be enough to face the raiders. I don't know how many raiders there are going to be, but if they're just regular bandits, regular outlaws, we should be able to take care of them. And going back to the trade screen, I also want to set up an export of large shields because we have way too many, and that's going to make us some nice money. Let's see, we have 58 surplus, and they're worth 3 gold each. So let's buy that trade route immediately and set it to export with a surplus. Let's keep some on hand just in case we want to make another militia unit. So let's keep 20 on hand. That should be good. There are some more changes I'd like to make to the economy though, because as we are logging, the trees are getting further and further away from the actual logging camp, and the workers are having to walk quite a ways to get to them. So I want to relocate the logging camp. Let's put it a little bit further, closer to the actual trees. Right there should be fine. And I want to get some more plank production as well, because we've only got 1 sawpit, and unfortunately you can't add more than 1 family per sawpit, so I'm going to have to build another one, and I think we're going to place it right in front of the existing one. Should be fine, like this. And the reason I want more planks is because once one of these houses here gets to level 2, I'm going to turn it into another joiner's shop. We're going to have them build small shields to trade away and to keep for possible militia use. But having a small shield production chain here and the large shield over there is going to use up a huge amount of planks, and I know for sure we don't have enough. So we're just going to wait for families to move in, because right now these 3 houses are empty. But once someone moves in, we're going to turn it to level 2 and then make a joiner shop out of it. Okay, the construction is done. Let's add a family to the sawpit. And let's add someone back at the logging camp as well. I think we'll put 2 people at the logging camp for now, and we'll remove 1 person from the other logging camp because their inventory is full. Yeah, so let's remove that. And as the inventory clears, we'll add another family back here when we need them. Now, last episode we had built these barley fields, and that's great, but I want to build some more. I want to work on the ale production side of things in this episode as well, because ale is going to be a major requirement for us moving forward. All buildings are going to require it to get to level 3, and we need more barley than what we have. So we're going to start by adding some more fields on the other side of the road. If we take a look at the overlay, we could see that there's some rich barley over there. So let's make some fields. I think we'll make 2. The first one is going to be here. I want to make them roughly 1 Morgan in size. So this is too small. So this is going to be the first one. We're going to place a road going up next to it like this, and then we're going to place another field on the other side. Like this. There we go. So that's going to be a nice amount of barley. Let's set the fields right now. And there's one more building that we need in the production chain from barley to ale, and that is the malt house. The malt house is going to take the barley grains and turn it into malt, which is then brewed at a brewer's shop. So let's get that malt house right away. We won't assign anyone to it just yet because we're low on free families for the moment, but I do want to get it up and at least ready for work when we need it. And while the ale house was being constructed, a family moved into this house right here. So let's upgrade it right away to level 2. And we also got some more income into our treasury. So we can go ahead and buy 1 more soldier for our retinue. This is the retinue customization screen, where you could choose your soldiers' armor, their weapons, as well as helmets and their colors. Now, for now, I'm going to leave all this on default. I only want to add 1 more soldier to the group. There we go. 1 more soldier isn't going to make that much of a difference, I don't think, but at this point we need everything we can get. Also, I just remembered we had set a plank production limit because I didn't want to burn through all the timber we had. But since we have 2 lumber camps right now going, I think we could remove that hard cap on production. So let's let them build some planks as they wish. And I believe that copied over to the new building as well. No, it did not. Good. So now we should get more planks incoming. We're also going to set our loggers' new work area to be behind our houses over here, because we're going to want to build some more houses, and I don't want to waste that timber. So let's make them go like this. Should be fine for now. Initially, I wanted them to log this region over here, which is done. It's fine. And as we need more wheat, we'll be able to expand our fields over here, because I believe the emmer fertility, emmer fertility is great right here. So these will probably be, this will be the spot for our next wheat fields. And we might actually do that now, I think, because we've got only 1 field of wheat, and I had set it to be fallow this year. So if you want that bread production coming in, we're going to need another source of wheat. So let's get that going right away. The upgraded burgage plot is ready, so let's turn it into a joiner's shop and set them to... Oh, we cannot for some reason. Oh, we don't have enough wealth. We're at 0 wealth. That means we imported some spears. I'm almost sure of it. I believe we were at 20 before, so that means we would have some more spears. So that's great. That's working because the raiders are here in 15 days. So we're going to wait for our wealth to go back up. And we're going to fast forward until the raiders arrive. And the raiders have been spotted. Let's head to the map and check out from where they are attacking. We've also spotted another ruler's army. And we've got some good news. The raiders decided to attack one of our neighbors instead of attacking us. So as you can see here, they've gone for the blue player in the top right. So they've attacked him. I think we're clear. There's nobody on our side. And I think that was it. And looking at the map, there was only one group of 18 raiders. So let's see how the attack is progressing. But I think the blue player is going to wipe the floor with them. There's just not enough brigands. The spear militia is too big. And they've also got some retinue incoming from another angle, the blue player. So that should be... They should make quick work of them. And as expected, the raiders got completely destroyed. And as that was happening, the blue player also pressed a claim on a neighboring region, apparently, on Gopsburg over here. So he's ready for expansion. He's probably feeling good after dealing with those raiders, and he's going to get a new region. We should also get going on conquering Pastweg next to us, because that's where the iron is, the little bit of iron that they have. We can't do that yet, though, because we really don't have enough influence. And the way to get influence is to pay a tithe to the church. But you need quite a bit of extra food for that. And I'm not sure I want to give up our extra food for now. We've made some money while that was happening. So let's buy that joiner shop that we wanted. And let's set them to bows as soon as they are complete. In the meantime, I also want to set a fisherman back at the fisherman's hut, because March has rolled around and the pond is melting and the fish are growing. So let's add another fisherman. And I was looking at the fertility for our first wheat field here, and it's still at 94%. So I think we're not going to leave it fallow, but we're rather going to harvest wheat this year. We'll leave it fallow in 2 years' time. How about that? There we go. So we should have a decent year of wheat production with these two fields going here. The farmers have really changed the landscape with all these fields. There used to be a bunch of trees over here. Now there's just these big old fields. One thing I would like to do, before I forget, is to add a hitching post over near this farm. Because, well, first of all, we're going to add a permanent ox to the farm. And right now our only stables are all the way over there. So to go and get them is going to take too much time. So let's build a hitching post right in front of it. And as soon as it is done, we will order another ox. And there we go. Let's order the ox right away. And let's turn it into a stable as well. Our farmers aren't the only ones that are working hard. The smallholding owners are also busy. planting and preparing their fields for all the vegetables. And a family moved into our last available home, this one right here. Let's build a backyard. I'm going to make it vegetables too, because the yard is a bit bigger, so vegetables are going to be good here. And let's make some more houses. Let's build them right behind here. I'd like to make a road going up into these woods and a couple of houses on the left, so let's do this real quick. Now I'm going to remove a family from the windmill because we have no more grains left, so that's a waste of time. And I'm going to assign them to the farmhouse over here with the barley, because this is taking quite a bit of time to prepare all of these fields, so a second family will surely help speed that up. Over on the wheat side of things, the first field is completely done, and the second field is being plowed right now, so I think they're okay. Now we're going to try and save up some money to buy the trade routes to trade away war bows and small shields, because as we can see we have 150 war bows, so that's a lot of bows just sitting around, and the small shield production also has started. But the thing is, every time you buy a trade route, the next one becomes more expensive. So see, now the small shield trade route is up to 80 and the war bow as well. And when we buy one, the next one will also go up. So we need to save up a little bit of money because we only have 11 gold right now. What we can do, however, to help the wealth move along is to upgrade more houses to level 2 burgages. So we have a couple that are ready. So let's upgrade these guys. As well as these guys. And we're out of planks, but as soon as we get more planks, we're going to be upgrading some more houses. Now, I realize we've never actually upgraded our well that we made in the beginning of the game. A well is only good for about 15 burgages. And so let's upgrade it to a stone well. If we look at water supply, we can see some houses in the back are not getting supplied. And we have all the necessary resources for the upgrade, so let's do that. And same goes for our granaries and storehouse. If we look at supply and demand, we can see they are maxed out right now with a single family working at each. And we have some free families, so let's assign a second family to each of those buildings. So one more for the large storehouse, and another one for the granary. So that should help distribute goods around, because both of these families will now set up shop next to the existing ones in the marketplace. And look at all these cabbages. That's a lot of food. I really like the direction where our village is heading. It really feels like a farming community, and I really love that. Here we have the spear trader, the merchant assigned to the spear trading route that is en route to our location. As he crests the hill, we can see our manor in the back left behind our barley fields. And what a great view this is. This game is gorgeous. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's one of the best looking city builders out there. And eventually we'll have to look at upgrading our church, because it's still a wooden church. We need to get that up to a small stone church. Unfortunately, that requires a lot of resources that we don't have yet. We need mortar, we need roof tiles, and we need, what is that other one? Stone, dressed stone. So it's going to be quite a ways away, but we're going to be working towards that soon. Mortar we can already make because we have the rubble stone. We just need to stop trading it away and make mortar out of it. I'm not sure how to make dressed stone, however, or the roof tiles. The roof tiles, I think you need clay to make those. So we'll have to look into that soon. Apparently the blue player wasn't satisfied with taking the other region next to him, as he has now pressed a claim on Passweg, the region next to us, that we wanted for the iron, as well as the animals. Now we could fight him for it, but he has 2 full complements of archers, both mercenaries, and I saw his army before. Like, he just feels like he has way more soldiers than we do, so I think I'm gonna let him have it. We don't need it that much. We're doing fine without the iron. We just import what we need. So yeah, I think I'm gonna let him have it for now. Eventually, maybe we'll go conquer it. Who knows? We're now in July, and we still haven't sold those large shields that we set for export. It's taking the merchant quite a bit of time to reach us. So I want to try and find something else we could trade away to help with the money problem that we have right now. We only have 48 wealth, and we're waiting on that to go up to upgrade some more burgage plots and all of that, and buy some new trade routes as well. Now, I know honey is pretty good. Honey is worth 4, and the wax is worth 6, and we have some of that. Are those? Yeah, those are minor trades, so we could get those going. So I think we're going to export our honey and wax from our apiaries. So let's set this to 0 required surplus. Let's set this to 0 as well. So that should help a little bit. Let's have a look at where the large shield merchant is right now on the map. Where is this? He is in someone else's village. Yep, he's in the blue player's village. So it should take quite a while before he gets to us. It's quite a ways away, unfortunately. And the villagers have started harvesting some of those cabbages, so we should get a nice big influx of food very soon. I think we're going to set a production limit on the shields we're producing, because we're having trouble keeping up with the planks. We're always at 0 planks, and I think that's because the joiners are using up all the planks as they become available to build shields, which is great, but we need some planks for construction. So let's set some limits on the planks themselves. Let's say no shields unless we have 10 planks, and this goes for the other crafter as well. Same thing for you. And I'm looking at our fields right now, and I think I made some kind of a mistake, probably in sowing or preparing the fields too late. Because if we have a look at our old barley field, it has a predicted harvest of 103. But then if we look at our new fields, they're the same size. They only have like 38. And this one's even worse, 25. And it's the same thing with our wheat fields. They're both at 15. So I think I should have maybe assigned more families to the farms way earlier in the year, because 15 is not a regular amount for a 1 Morgan sized field. So we'll see what we can do with that wheat, but at least we know for next year we need more families in the fields as soon as the snow starts to melt. So I think in February I'll start assigning a bunch of families to the farms. And we've finally got enough wealth to be able to buy an additional trade route. So let's do that right now before we buy more spears and lose the money. We're going to start by selling. Warbows are worth 2, large shields 3, and small shields 2. So let's go with the warbows, just because we have so many. So let's buy the warbow trade route. That's great. And we'll also assign a second family to work at the trading post. Here we go. Now, our food situation has improved again. We're up to 8 months worth of food. I think that's because of the cabbages, and we've also harvested some carrots recently. So we're going to go ahead and put the tithe up. Let's put it to 5% for now, because we're going to need influence eventually. Even if the next region over has been conquered, we're going to have to conquer some of that back at some point, I feel like. So let's start banking some influence right away while we can, and be ready to press some claims at some point in the future. Now there are 19 days left to harvest season, so I'm going to assign some families right away to the farmhouses before I forget. So let's put 2 in this one, as well as 2 in the other one. And I think we'll just fast forward time until we get to harvest season. And there we have it, another successful harvest. So that puts us in a great place before winter. We have a lot of grain for bread production and a lot of grain for ale production. So I think our next objective is going to be, well, definitely getting the ale production chain up and going. But I also want to start looking at those resources for the stone church. We have clay for the roof tiles nearby, and we can make some mortar. We just need to maybe import some stone, and we should be good. But I think we'll leave all of that for the next episode. Thanks for joining me today as we thwarted a very anticlimactic raider attack. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, it really does help the channel out, and I will see you next time.